I welcome you all to this wonderful today's session. Today we'll be considering color theory and the application itself. So we'll be understanding the basis of color theory, color wheel, and color scheme. Effective use of color in our designs and the psychological impact. All right, is very very important. So if guys you want to be a professional designer, you have to understand color theory, name of color, how to use them, when, where, the psychological and physiological perception of color. You guys have to know all of those stuff before embarking on this profession. So, guys, what is color theory itself? Color theory, in traditional color theory, these are the three pigment colors that cannot be mixed or formed by any combination of colors. All right. So we have a defined color, which there are three in nature: the red, yellow, and what and blue. So these are called the primary colors, and all other colors are derived from what these three hues. Yes, guys, they are what being derived from what these three hues. Yellow, red, and blue is always regarded as what the traditional colors. So if really maybe you might be asked for something, you guys have to know that traditional colors are three, and then this kind of a tree doesn't used to mix with any other color. All right. So once you mix, you form what another different color. So any other color are form of what these very three primary colors. Okay. Now we have some secondary color and then tertiary color. All right. The primary color are three in nature, just as I mentioned in the previous slide. So we have the secondary color and then the tertiary color. So in the secondary color, they are formed by what mixing the primary color. So let's say it's color like green, purple, and orange are formed by what the mixing of the primary colors. Yes. So we have tertiary colors also, and tertiary colors are colors formed by what primary and then the secondary color. Colors such as turquoise, coffee brown, a lot of colors. We have different kind of a color, all right, that are formed to for us to get something called what the tertiary color. So it's just a step by step. Okay, the primary color, just as I mentioned, they are what they are the red, yellow, and blue, right? And the mixture of this red, yellow, and blue will form what the secondary colors. Okay, while the mixture of the secondary color will form another the mixture of sorry primary and secondary color will form the tertiary colors. Yes. So now this is very important for us to answer before we even go deep into this color theory. Why do you need to know this?
Yes, knowledge of color, harmonized and complementary colors aid us in design composition. Yes, so harmonious color are color that sit next to each other on the colorway, while the complementary colors are colors opposite to each other on the colorway. Now, right before us on the screen, you guys can see that we have harmonious colors and then the complementary colors. So, for the harmonious color, we can see that we have a deep green, and we have followed by a green, then a little bit lighter green, and then the lighter green. All right. So this is called the harmonious color. Why? Because they sit to next to each other. It's one single color, but then they sit to next uh to each other. And the next one is called the complementary colors. So these color complement each other. Actually, they are totally different color that sits to each other. So we can see right before us we have light green and then the darker green. Okay, we can also see that we have the blue and then the yellow. Okay, so this is a typical example of what a complementary colors. So let's have some typical example of colors on flyer. All right, let's use one. So guys, the whole color theory is all about trying to tell you how people perceive color, see color, and when to use color in a particular design project. So now, right before us is a beautiful flyer design, and if you look at it, it has a deep blue background, while the font color or the font color for the main theme is white. Literally, if you look at it, you say it's white, but then this is not white. This is a gradient color. All right. So is a good typical example of what harmonious color. If you look at it, maybe you find out that few people will sit down to have a design, but at the end of the day, you find out that the other design is more beautiful than the other one. Why is because some of those designs or the person designing do have a beautiful and then powerful knowledge of what color theory. So typically from this example, we should be able to know that this is not a plain white. Yes, this color is not what a plain white. This is a combination of what a gradient color. So just at the top is white, while beneath that we have what a gray color. So with this, you should be able to what have a harmonized design. That at the end of the day, you should be able to have what a powerful design. So this is one good example. Yeah. Let's check another. I believe you guys can hear me. Let's check for another design. Yes, guys, let's check me on one. This one. Now you find out that beneath the background is a darker background, quite alright, but his own font color is white, and so also with this one. So the designer was able to what have a perfect understanding of color theory for him to come up with what something beautiful at the end of the day. So guys, you should be able to know how to what design what and how to what attach or add your different kind of a color to a different project.
Color against different colors. One color may look different against different color. So guys, if you don't know how to use color, you end up having what a bad design. Yeah, even if your composition, your layout, your font, everything is beautiful, but at the end of the day, if you don't know how to what combine colors, you guys will end up having what a bad design. Okay, now look at it. This is a few example right before you that we would like to talk on this. Now we have the brilliant, which is the first one, which is we have a darker background, and then we have what red. Okay, red. Now the second one is what somewhat duller. Yes, somewhat duller. So it's actually good on the background, but if you look at it, the entire presentation is somehow wrong. So that is why we call this kind of composition or color combination. Or color against another is somehow what duller. Then look at this one, it's lifeless. This rate like red appearing on yellow background is what lifeless. Yes. Then look at the last one, is a bit what odd. Now why we don't want to condemn color entirely is that people see things differently. Yes, I may have a beautiful design, and maybe let's say to 70% people they will say, yeah, this design is very wow and okay. But on to others, they will feel like no, this is not what really they want, because everybody do have the way he perceive color, he see things and what admire things. All right. Just as we know, beauty is in the eye of what the beholder. So also, so but in a nutshell, if you guys can understand the whole thing that we're doing here, you should be able to what provide something that 90% to 80, sorry, 80 to 90% of individual would like to say yes, this is wow, and it's what a good presentation. So guys, you can see right before you, right appears to be what very nice on the deep black background, and somewhat duller. White appears to be good, but just because of the presentation, white on white background, while we are doing the presentation, it appears to be what somewhat duller, though it's good. Then the next one is called, is just lifeless. Yes, lifeless, a little bit, just somehow. I believe we are getting that. Then the next one is called what bit odd. So guys, before we continue with this slide, I would like to ask few questions, then we continue. We have something called psychological perception of what of color. The psychological perception of color. I will quickly rush this, right, but I would like to receive a few questions. I would like to ask few questions while you answer me. To your own understanding, how do you perceive, or whenever you see a color red, whenever you see a color red, what normally comes to your mind? Can someone turn on his mic and answer us?
It means, it means red flag or danger.
You said?
It means a red flag or danger.
Wow, danger. Thank you very much. All right. Another one. If you see green, please let someone answer this one. If you see green, what comes to your mind?
Go. Something like go.
Some,
Go like
okay, growth, right? Something like growth.
yes,
All right.
yes.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. We can. Okay.
my own
From my
end,
own
I
end, I
think
think
whenever I
whenever
see
I see
green, it
green, it
signifies
signifies
nature,
nature,
like
like
fruit.
Yeah,
yes and on.
yeah, or like agriculture or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
something.
Yeah,
agriculture,
Yes.
yes.
yeah. Thank you very much. Let's turn off our mic as we continue. So, literally, every color do has its own perception or psychological meaning. All right, and people do use to define this. Actually, if maybe a client comes to you and then give you a work that I need so something, but he doesn't have a color in mind. Please, as a professional designer, you should be able to know what is the objectives of the design and how can I go about give this person a professional work. All right, it's very important, so that I too will be happy that yeah, these people have attended our program here in the Light of Creative. So let's continue. I'll quickly rush us. Yes, I'm not gonna waste much time here, and I believe I'll be sharing this slide together with you guys. So look at the color, the name, and then psychological perception. Red, the name always appears to be a ruby color, and it symbolizes passion, energy, and power associated with what love and intensity. Yes, yellow always the name, the psychological name or perception is called what sunshine. So this evoke happiness, optimism, and warmth, often used to what grab attention. Yes, attention. Yellow, I think, is one of the shouty colors that what attracts attention. Yeah. So the next one is blue, which is a seafarer, and this represents calmness, trust, and stability associated with what reliability. All right. Then the next one is called the green, which is emerald. Yeah, we know, many people do know about this. So this symbolizes nature, just as other people say it already. Growth, look at it, and harmony, a lot of things, and it also convey tranquility and what and balance. Yes. So the next one is purple, and its psychological perception and name is what amethyst, which conveys creativity, luxury, and spirituality associated with what royalty. Okay, part of the other faith they normally do is to say purple is what is in this is a symbol color of what honor. We get it, or royalty or something. All right. So orange, the next one, orange, the psychological name is what tangerine, and then this radiates energy, enthusiasm, and what playfulness, and it also what grab attention just as what yellow. Okay, and the next one is pink. Then the name is what rose. It symbolizes femininity. Okay, tenderness and what and romance. Yes, it's true. We all know rose flower, a lot of things, right? We know this color, we know pink, yeah, and we know what it stands for. So we have the brown, which is the chestnut. So this represents the earthiness and reliability and what and warmth. Okay, and then the next one is white, which what is ivory, and it conveys what purity, simplicity, and what cleanliness. Yes, we all know about this purity, a lot of things. Okay, black is what honest, and which symbolize elegance, mystery, and what sophistication. Yes, and a lot of things. Let me add to this one, cultism or what have you. Okay, and devilish, a lot of things. Okay, you can manage just a lot of things. Portrait and a lot of things. Black portrait, a lot of things. All right. So thank you very much. And this is all about the color perception. All right, how people normally perceive color or see color psychologically. So the next one, guys, is the understanding of what RGB and CMY color modes. Okay, they are really two things. Yes, it's really two things. RGB and CMYK are two different color models used in various applications, and they serve for different purposes. Yes. Now, before the end of this whole class, I know I will be taking you through file work management and then your workflow. Yes, so that you know how to create a perfect word file whenever you want to have what a new project, and how to even save it word so perfectly. Yes, I'm expected to see you guys submitting your assignment in PNG format, because this is what I asked for. And I think a lot of people submit the assignment is in JPEG file, of which is wrong. Yet you guys were able to have your 5 mark. Is also all right. Okay, so let's proceed to get to know what is all about RGB and then what CMY color. So now RGB, red, green, and blue. This primarily used for what electronic displays such as computer monitors, television screen, digital cameras, and what and scanners. Yes, So these monitors or like the electronics really what use this RGB color. Yes, anything that has to do with what online, that you, whether if you are designing a web design or what have you that you are doing online, all the colors there is what is RGB. Yes, it's in what RGB. All right, even the camera, yes, when you see camera snapping or what have you, is what is, they are all in the form of what RGB. All the composition of pixel that is collecting is in the form of what RGB. Please, can someone hear me?
You're loud
You're
and clear.
not clear. Thank you very
We
much.
can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. So color components, okay. So we also have the color component of RGB. So it is an additive color model where colors are created by adding different intensity of red, green, and blue lights. Okay, yeah, they come in the form of red. Yes, this color come in the form of red. The combination of these three colors in varying intensities produce a wide spectrum of what of color. Yes, it comes with 1,000 different colors. This RGB can form a lot of different colors. Just as we know numbers is infinite, so also is what of color. So it also represents colors. Colors are often what represented using the three-dimensional color space, okay, where each color is point in a cube, where the axis represent red, green, and blue. That one is in Photoshop. I will gladly show you later. So the CMYK, I know many of you doesn't know about as what this CMYK stand for. Now it stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and what key black. Please off your mic, off your mic, off your
Say
mic,
again, please, sir.
off your mic. So I say CMYK. Many of us do not know. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, I can
Yes, sir,
see
I
your
can see your
screen.
screen, sir.
Yes, we
Yes,
can
we
see your
can see your
screen.
screen. All right, you can follow along. Okay. So CMYK, just as I said, many of you do not know about the color, but this stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and then the key black, right? Key black, that's the last one. So this purpose is mainly for what color printing. It includes maybe whatsoever I want to print. I think this it serves its purpose of printing. Okay, and the color. So now let's say for instance you want to design a banner. You know that a banner is not something that you have to present it out there or something online. Okay, so what color are you to select for your when you want to design or if you want to create a file or something? You guys will what head over to CMYK and what create your file. You get it, because you want to print it out. Okay, and then it will be what very perfectly. Okay, it will be what very perfectly, just because you know what you are doing. So the color component of it is a subtractive color. Actually, yes, the color are created by subtracting varying percentage of cyan, magenta, yellow, and black ink, okay, from a white background. The more colors are added, the darker the result becomes. Yes, it's true. So it also the its own representation is in CMYK. Colors are often represented using a four-dimensional color space, where each color is point in what in a solid, with what the axis representing cyan and magenta and what and key black or black itself. All right. So the differences, I know they have differences, just as I said. It is additive and what versus subtraction. So in RGB is what additive, while the CMYK is what subtractive, right? Then their usage, just as we mentioned earlier on, RGB are used for digital display, maybe be it screen, LED, you know LED, right? Any kind of a display, either indoor or outdoor, what have you, is RGB that we are using. So while CMYK is used for what? For printing. All right. So RGB has a wider gamut or a color range. Yes. Okay. More than CMYK, because CMYK has a more limited gamut suitable for the printing processes. So that is why there is something DPI in printer. I don't want us to waste much time here, but there is something called a DPI in printer. So CMYK make sure that your gamut is very very low. All right, and it's so that it will facilitate the printing process to become what more easier. And the last one, their representation. RGB use a three-dimensional color space, that's the RGB, and while the other one is using the four, just as the cyan, magenta, and the yellow, and then the key black. Okay, now in Photoshop they have their own modes. Okay, we have the grayscale mode, we have a lab color mode, all right, we have the index color mode, and what, dotun mode. Okay, please, you can take your time. I'll share in the slide with you guys the grayscale mode, the lab color mode, then the next one is the index color mode, and then the dotun mode. All right, then the fifth one is called the bitmap mode. Okay, for those of you that are experienced using or designing with your Corel Draw, you find out that in Corel Draw our rasterized layer are called bitmap. Yes, your rasterized layer. Rasterized layer typically means if you have a raw file inside either any of your design software and you want to turn it into image, okay, image bits into different pixel, like bits of pixel, you either call it a rasterize, or you rasterize that very particular shape, or you will change it into what, a bitmap what mode. Okay, so the usage there, that color usage there, it what is a simple black and white word images, and they always represent black and white word pixel, that is without any grayscale. All right, understanding and selecting the appropriate color mode in Photoshop is crucial for achieving the desired result in different types of what, of project. Guys, at the end of this today class, we'll be having a one simple flyer design, of which I believe you will see the end result, that it differ from maybe what you guys have been using, or because what you guys have been seeing out there, or what have you. Not because of anything, but just because how you what, you know what to do when, and what to do, and how to do what. All right, so guys, let's continue. So this is the end of this very presentation of what, of color theory. So I would like to collect few questions before I end this slide.